Hi, it's Luke Mutter from Berkshire Hathaway in Lake Forest and Highland Park. I wanted to talk about fraud in the real estate industry as a whole. So the FBI tell us that $12.5 billion went missing last year across 50,000 transactions because fraudsters managed to get themselves involved in the overall real estate transaction and steal money from the whole process whilst pretending to be somebody within that transaction process. And it might be a real estate agent, it might be a bank, it might be an attorney, it might be a closing officer at a title company, it might be the title insurance business. So they try and pick up little holes and weave their way in to persuade people involved in a home sale or a home purchase to send the money to them instead of to the bona fide seller. So how do they do that, you might be thinking? Well, they've got all sorts of clever ways of doing it. So what might it look and feel like? All of a sudden, you'll get a phone call or an email or a letter by FedEx that you're asked to sign for, which articulates that all of a sudden there is a change in the plan, the routing details and the account numbers have changed, and these are the new instructions to be followed. And closing's in just a day or two, so it's about time you sent the money now, isn't it, to make sure that you get the home. And these are really persuasive fraudsters that make these phone calls, that write these emails. And so that is how buyers are susceptible. Sellers are also susceptible because these fraudsters call up the sellers and say, hey, pretending to be the mortgage company, and they say, hey, guess what, we noticed you're closing in a few weeks. Have you got your closing date? What is it? Just remind me what the closing date is. Oh, thank you, yes. There's an anomaly with your mortgage, nothing to worry about. Actually, this works in your favor. If you prepaid now $50,000 or $100,000, we can actually give you another $10,000 or $20,000 credit at closing. Would you like that $10,000 or $20,000 credit at closing? Because if you do, I can just take the payment now, or I can give you the wiring details, and we can get it all wrapped up today or tomorrow if you like. Does that sound like it's interesting? So the stories that I've read about in the last 3-6 months are pretty cunning. So there you go, $12.5 billion according to the FBI across 50,000 deals just last year. That number grows every year. I wouldn't want any of my viewers to be susceptible to something like that. So take heed. If you're involved in a real estate transaction, be super careful about who you are communicating with. Just double check that you're getting emails from bona fide people involved in your professional team. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.